Hello. Just do this. Happy new day, a new chance to make huge changes in your life. We really never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. And I think it's really hilarious when people say, and I don't know what's going to happen. Well, we never know what's going to happen because even if we think we know what's going to happen, it could be completely different. I think we've seen that a lot in the last few years, but it's always been that way. So happy new day, new chance to make huge changes and to do good things. Thank you for listening to my channel, Compelled to Impact. I really appreciate it because this has been a hard, long journey for me on kind of a winding road. I'm Gina T, spirit-led mentor and prophetic writer. The funny thing is that I didn't give myself those titles. I actually don't like titles and stay away from them as much as possible. It's only what I do as a fellow human looking to contribute more love and compassion to the world. And I want to help you find new avenues of thinking. I I'm always looking for new avenues of thinking because there's just so much. There's so much in this world and we don't know everything. Nobody does. So very cool, right? To be able to explore our minds and our hearts and live on a different level than we did before. It's not compared to someone else, it's compared to yourself. So, this is episode 109. If I can't believe it, I don't know if you can believe it. Find your mentors, ask the experts. It seems that most people don't think much of someone who has no title or claim to fame. But and it's funny because a plethora of my friends on social media don't know much about me, and the same for you, even if you've been acquainted for decades. Can you relate to this? I mean, who really knows anything about you if they only know what you post? And what if you don't post on social media? Are you even breathing or doing anything significant? I bet you are. That's why I like to call it facade book. I'm hoping to get off of it one day. But they keep telling me it's good for business. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, here we are. Find your mentors who will give you guidance and direction to move into your purpose and level up your thinking, your mindset. What sparks you up, to look for something, to find a new direction and to go in that direction. Start with one and get to know that person, even if it's not an in-person person. Make it your daily task to study their ways of living and thinking. Read books. There are so many mentors in books. Go to YouTube. There are so many mentors on YouTube. Way too many. But you know what? You can find something specific for yourself. Follow someone who is successful in creating their personal ecosystem from the inside out. The outside doesn't tell us everything because a lot of people just do the outside and there's no significant changes on the inside. It doesn't need to be anyone famous, although they're easier to find. It also doesn't need to be anyone who's all hyped up to be the epitome of living large. Sometimes living large is just too much. That's usually more hype than you need. I didn't really grow up with mentors. Life was different, and there was an issue with trusting other humans for different reasons. All along the way, I became more of an observer, and as any other good student, I began looking for at a few indications that someone is mentor material. Here are three. Honesty. Are they honest with themselves? Do they have a clear idea of who they are and a vision of what they want from life and where they want to go? Motivation. Are they motivated by compassion and caring about others? This is pretty critical. Is being of service in the top five dynamics of how they live? Do they live in alignment with what God wants? In other words, not what gives them a temporary high, but what resolves a piece of a bigger issue in the bird's eye view of life. Three, willingness and commitment. Are they willing to do what it takes? And are they committed to their core desire to intentionally live for the highest good, potentially creating ripples of goodness? These are all good things. They're not everything, but they're three of the good criteria to look for. You might have a few other ideas of what you're looking for, but definitely when someone lives from these three components, been they're already building a good foundation. They could still be alive, or maybe not. Could have written a book that really inspires you, or maybe a song. There are so many ways to get inspiration. We can never sit there and say, nothing nothing is here to motivate me. That is so not true. Often I wake up very early in the morning. Sometimes I'm led to listen to guidance that comes straight into my heart. And other times, after a few minutes, I open up YouTube just because I don't want to be awake um, uh, without a purpose. I don't look for anything but ask for direction. And usually the first 1 to 3 videos have ideas I need to ponder. We all know there's nothing new under the sun. Everything humans have been thinking, doing, and saying forever isn't new, but reiteration in different ways, spoken by different people who you may resonate with in that moment. I believe it's important to be ready and congruent within yourself so that you hear the right thing at the right time and in the right voice that speaks to you. Because we're not all going to hear the same thing from each person we listen to. And sometimes we're not ready for it, so it just doesn't even resonate. For example, this morning, I watched a short video from Bernice Scheidler, who spoke about God giving listeners a new song to sing. She especially focused on being free from accusation, confusion, and slander as it crumbles and is exposed for the lie that it is. That's pretty big. That's a big deal. So if you feel like you're in that space where people are um, causing this kind of commotion, then that would be a good person to listen to. But if it doesn't hit your heart in the same way, then not. Then move on. I've learned in recent years that there are people who waste time on slanderous, false gossip just to destroy another person, me in this case, rather than checking and changing their own impetus. It's a humbling experience to hear the synchronicity at the moment in a YouTube universe. Um, there are people who don't like me. Imagine that. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Yikes. Oh, well, they're probably not my people. So don't worry about people who might not like you. It's okay. Not everyone's going to like us, and we're not going to like everyone. Just move on and and build yourself up. I think I said this already from the inside. You know, we need to do this. We need to encourage ourselves because we're not always going to have a partner who does that with us. No matter what kind of partner it is, a friend or whatever. So we need to lift ourselves up from the inside. The second video was Robert Kiyosaki, who everyone knows wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you don't know, go look that up. That's pretty cool. His message reminded me of the days when I would write my to-do list for the week and then release it to whatever God had in mind. I still follow that idea, but it's time to be more intentional about it and say it out loud. So that was a good message. I can't tell you how many times my to-do list was changed with a much better outcome and showed me it really is all about the journey and being open to more than my limited understanding of what can be done. Robert's big question for this video is, what does God want? I see that as a big picture question rather than what each of us can only see in the small circle of our limited view of the world. The third message came from someone I hadn't seen before, Jordan's Journey, a young lady who was speaking about releasing and letting go. That seems to be a theme for the past few months for me, to make space for something better than what you had planned. Wow, that's pretty cool, right? Because when our self-talk is really bad, and it tells us we don't deserve something or we're not qualified. It keeps us in that small space of receiving where a lot of things are just going to fall by the wayside. She said there are people and things that are attached to you, people who you communicate with who should have no access to you because they're up to no good. There's that theme again. Um, have you had experience with people who act like a caring friend, but they're only looking for something to use against you or for their own purpose, something they can glean from you, which is not a bad thing, but they don't come to you any other time. They call you when I need some more information, but they're not there to give. Mm, that's hard because then it doesn't help us practice receiving. Sometimes they have a malicious ambitions toward others rather than doing the work for their own personal growth. You can't cheat. You can't, there are no cheats for life. You have to do your own work. So stop looking for a cheat sheet if that's what you're doing. There are none. Well, there are guides, but not cheat sheets. I've definitely trusted wrong people who acted like a caring person but had self-serving intentions. It's time to release people and situations that will keep you from your progress and delay your purpose. Don't engage, or even entertain that idea. You have much better things to do with your heart and headspace. Wow, an interesting example of a theme. Don't settle for something that will not take you into your next phase of life, but will keep you struggling to figure it out. Two very important points are these. Matthew 10:16 says, "Be shrewd as a serpent, yet innocent as a dove." In other words, be wise and observant in a communication and dealing with people, but also be harmless with grace and understanding. We're not here to tear each other down, but be careful because someone else might be, and we need to be aware and do whatever it takes for us to fight, flight, freeze, or hide. No, it's usually just learning how to walk away and release people when it's time. So each of you can learn and grow on your own individual journey. Paul wrote to the Thessalonians to mind your own business, live a quiet life, be self-sufficient and independent with a strong work ethic. Here's the deal. No matter what you do, like YouTube's not a quiet thing, but you don't know everything about the person who's doing the videos and not necessary to know. The thing with YouTube, for me anyway, is to share what I know that has helped me and that has helped quite a few women who I've worked with in the past. And now I'm just kind of open to whoever this resonates with, whoever wants to hear this or needs to hear this to move from where they're at right now to the next level. There is no excuse for staying in a situation that would destroy your spirit for living a better life. There really isn't. I was in some of those situations and I felt scared. I didn't know if I could get away from it because the other person was threatening or intimidating or whatever. And there were other uh, mm, things that held me back because of the way I grew up and thinking that I wasn't worth that time or effort to get away from it. These days, there's really no reason for not knowing when all you need to do is ask your question and seek the truth. I never thought I'd be saying to look for answers on YouTube, but that's exactly what I'm saying now. I used to tell my children when they were young, if you can think it, you can find a way to do it. Find a video that shows you how. That's that's more true now than ever because it's at your fingertips. Don't spend as much time on facade book where monkeys tossed waste. I'm sort of kidding. It's really the best place to keep in touch with, well, one of the better places to keep in touch with family and friends all over the world and business groups. But you know those other posts I'm talking about, a complete waste of time, energy, and brain power when all it does is produce a down for you to like wallow in and swim in. Those are the two words I was trying to put together and make one. Um, you can find all the best answers and processes to your most important questions from experts and mentors with a simple search. Give yourself a time limit, write down a few important points, then get off this device, put them into action, and rise above to expand your life. Whew. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for listening to my channel. Check the description notes for my websites where you can check out my books. Be the Masterpiece, Who You Are Made to Be. I hope you can see that. Um, and Be the Masterpiece Playbook. Okay, wait. This is who you are meant to be and the value that you carry because of who you are in your spirit. It is how many pages? 89 pages, something like that. 89 pages. It's not very long. You can read it in a few hours, and then Be the Masterpiece Playbook, where you can renew your mind and transform your life with a short action step each day and a prompt. So you can write in your journal. You can think about all these things. Anyway, so this is really good. And I think it's really good, but a lot of other people have thought it's really good too. So I guess that's good, right? And you can find those on bethemasterpiece.net. Anyway, okay, so the playbook where you can renew your mind and transform your life with a short action step each day and a 100-day planner. It's just every day is the same, but they have questions at the beginning that you can go through, and you can plan either for a day or for a week and then follow through, whatever it takes, right? So to strengthen your daily or weekly resolve to transform and improve. Or you can schedule an intuitive mentoring session with me because I work off of your energy. When you start talking about what you're doing, then I can come in with what I'm hearing about your transition, your transformation, sorry, your transformation and improvement to expand your life into something better than where you are right now. Because you know what? It's not that you're in a wrong place or there's anything wrong with you. It's the fact that we are here to improve every day. We are here to become better than when we first got here and to leave something behind that's better than what we started with. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, leave a comment. I'll respond. Or you can go on bethemasterpiece.net and send me an email. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, I already said that, leave a comment. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Yeah, I make mistakes and I don't edit them out because guess what? This is who I am. I appreciate you for listening, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Find your mentors and live excellently, give generously, love lavishly. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.